All right, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about a topic that I feel like a lot of people can relate to, and I feel like it's actually pretty timely. I feel like a lot of creators are talking about this right now. I just came across this guy's channel. I'll put a link in the description. His name is Semyon or Semyon. I'm sure if I'm not saying his name right, but I'm sorry, bro. But I'll put the name up right here, Semyon. Go ahead and check out his channel. He just posted a cool video, The Art of Saying No as a Videographer, and that really resonated with me. So I decided to make my own video, The Art of Saying No as a Gaffer or Cinematographer. I have a lot of similar jobs that pop up kind of out of nowhere, last minute stuff. So from time to time, I get DMs either on Instagram or messages, phone calls even, where people are, they have a project and they need help, whether it's camera or lighting, or they just need a crew member to fill in here or there, and sometimes it's last minute and the budgets are super low. In this video, I just kind of wanted to talk about how I could help you guys identify those certain situations where it might be a good idea to turn down the job. Maybe it's just not worth it. And I know a lot of people are saying like, oh, it's crazy, why would you turn down work, especially it's in the slow season right now. Why would you turn down any kind of job? If it's $1,000, $1,500, $3,000, whatever it is, that sounds like a lot of money. Why would you turn that down? Well, there's a lot of different circumstances that would warrant turning down a certain kind of job, especially if the scope of work is something crazy where you have a ton of different deliverables, or maybe you realize that, man, you need lighting and you need sound and you need all these other things, and maybe you need to hire a crew and you need to hire a sound guy, and his rate is $500, $600, $800 a day to come in with his kit, and maybe you're only getting paid $2,000 and half that money is going to your sound guy. Or maybe you, as a gaffer, you realize, okay, they're hiring me on for $1,500 and I need to come in there and do all the work by myself. I have no help. I have no key grip. I have no swing, nobody else. And you're asking, hey, what do you need from me? And you need to build frames, and you need to put up menace arms, and you need to do all kinds of rigging, and you're just one guy, and you don't even have anybody to hold the ladder for you. And sometimes that's a definite no, just because you know that it's a dangerous situation and you don't want to put yourself in a situation, especially when you're doing grip and electric where you're working by yourself. You should always have at least one other person. And these budgets sometimes are so low that it's crazy that they don't give you another person to work with, or at least money in the budget to work with. And I think that they're just saying like, oh, well, you can just come out and you can do the whole job by yourself. I'm like, yeah, I can, but not very safely and also not very efficiently. Most of the time, I try to have at least two people on my crew, if not more. And as I scale as a business and as a creative, I want to be having multiple people in my crew. And I have people that I work with that are really talented and they bring a lot to the table. So just me coming by myself as a solo guy, I can only do so much. I just made a video recently on the channel about a shoot that I did all solo. And you can go ahead and you can click in the card over here in the corner and check it out. And it basically shows me what I'm able to do as a solo videographer, solo DP. And I can do a lot, but in certain circumstances, it just doesn't make sense to take on so much work and kind of bite off more than you can chew with these clients. And I've actually had a couple scenarios. Just recently, over the weekend, I had somebody reach out to me for a job to come and gaff. And their budget was $1,500. And they said, hey, we already have a gaffer. This is crazy. They said, hey, we already have a gaffer. Can you come in and work and do it less than $1,500? Because we have somebody for $1,500. Can you come in and do it less money, $1,400? Can you be the cheapest one, the race to the bottom? And I'm like, man, I don't know. It's already pretty low, and I'm like, if you already have somebody at $1,400 or $1,500 all in, then maybe that's already the best deal. And they even said, yeah, like, we're getting a stupid deal. We know we're getting a stupid deal. And it's just kind of crazy that they know that they're taking advantage. They know that nobody wants to work for even less than that, but they're still trying to go around and find somebody even less expensive. And I know $1,400, $1,500 sounds like a lot of money, and you're like, oh, wow. My package for grip and lighting is north of $100,000. And my day rate is, close to $1,000. So if I'm coming out for $1,500, the package is only making what, $500, And then like I said, I want to bring somebody else on to help me out and to help me accomplish the job and not just wear myself out. And it comes with experience. I've been doing this for a long time, and I know what it takes to be able to accomplish a job like this, and I know what it takes to be able to keep up with the pace of the day. And I knew that I needed at least 2 to 3 people for this job, and they're like, oh, it's a scrappy music video. And then I see these people on social media posting that they're doing the jobs, and I see that they have the nicest cameras and they have dollies and they have 4 or 5 people in camera department, and I'm like, okay, you have money, you just don't want to allocate it to the proper channels. Usually lighting kind of gets the short end of the stick. Lighting and art are the first ones to kind of get cut when it comes to budget. Camera seems to always get the lion's share of budget, which I don't understand. I feel like a lot of DPs and directors, they should understand that lighting is really crucial, and they should maybe prioritize that. But not everybody thinks the same. Also, sound gets cut frequently, but this is a music video, so they didn't have sound. But in this situation, I had to turn them down. I knew that it wasn't a good situation for me. I knew that I would be overworked and stressed, and I knew that I would regret taking it. A lot of times I try to take on every job with a good attitude and be like, oh man, this is cool. Like, I agreed to this rate and I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. But when you're not making a lot of money and the day is really hard, it's hard to keep a positive attitude, and you kind of feel like you're being taken advantage of, even if you do agree to the rate. So always make sure when you do take on a job or you do agree to a rate, you give your A game no matter what, because you said yes and you show up. If it's a job for $500 or it's a job for $5,000, you still need to work as hard as possible. You need to take the $500 job just as serious as the $5,000 job. You need to do everything that you can to just make sure that you are coming with a good attitude and you're just there to work and you're there to just crush it. A lot of times when there's not a lot of resources and the budget is small, that's when it's the hardest. Usually when there is a lot of resources and there are a lot of people and there's a lot of time and all that kind of stuff, that's when it's a little bit easier, when there's more money. It's always when there's the scrappy jobs that are low budge. Those are the ones that end up needing more attention and more and more and more and more to make them actually come to fruition. So I knew that, and I kind of knew what I was getting into, and I had to turn it down. I had to say no in this situation. So I knew that it just wasn't going to be a good fit for me, and I knew that it would end up making me look bad, making our company look bad, and for the little bit of money that we would end up making, it just wasn't worth it. And hopefully in your own careers, when you guys get a message or you get a client who's reaching out to you and they want to work with you, and you just need to be able to identify what their needs are and also what your rates are. And yes, you can negotiate, hey, can I get an extra $500 for this, or can I bring another person with me, can I get a rate for them, or can we put a little more budget towards this because I need to rent some extra equipment. Those negotiations and conversations with producers or clients can happen. But when it's not really a negotiation, they're just like, hey, this is what we have, take it or leave it. You need to be able to sometimes walk away from that and not just jump at every opportunity just because you're desperate. I could really use the money right now. It's super slow in December, and I would have really needed that money. I really would like to take it, but I just knew that becoming mature in my career and just understanding that it wouldn't be a good situation, I had to walk away from it. So hopefully this helps, guys. I'm going to leave a link in the description to Semion's channel, and hopefully you guys go check him out. He's a relatively new creator. He's got about 3,000 subs. He's got some really good information over there on his channel, so I highly recommend subscribing to him. And once again, I'm Scott Stevenson. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and please feel free to check out some of my past videos as well as subscribe to see my future ones. All right, that's it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.